You've got the right lure, the right spot, even the right technique, and you still get skunked. Meanwhile, some guy down the bank is hauling in fish after fish. The difference usually isn't skill, it's timing. Today, I'm breaking down exactly how the moon and the weather control when fish feed, including a couple of tricks that almost never get mentioned. Most fishing content just repeats the same fish the full moon advice without explaining why or when it's actually wrong. Let's start with the basics. Fast. The moon has 4 main phases: new, first quarter, full, and last quarter. The new moon and full moon are when the sun, earth, and moon roughly line up, and that alignment creates the strongest gravitational pull on the water. That's called a spring tide. Bigger tidal swings mean more water movement, which stirs up bait fish, crabs, and everything else fish like to eat. More movement, more feeding opportunity. Quarter moons, the half-moon phases, create weaker neap tides with less water movement. That doesn't mean the fishing is bad. It just tends to be more spread out and less predictable. Here's the part almost nobody explains clearly. This tidal effect matters a lot in saltwater and barely at all in small lakes and rivers. If you're fishing an inland lake with no real tidal pull, the moon's gravity isn't doing much to the water. What actually matters more, there is light level. We'll get to that in a second. This is where most people stop. Full moon good, that's it. But the actual system anglers use is called Solunar theory, developed back in 1926 by John Alden Knight. It breaks each day into 2 major periods, roughly 6 hours apart, and 2 minor periods in between. Major periods last around 2 hours and happen when the moon is directly overhead or directly underfoot, on the opposite side of the Earth from you. Minor periods are shorter, about an hour, and line up with moonrise and moonset. Here's the unknown tip. Most Solunar apps just give you a score out of 100, and you fish whenever. But the real edge is stacking a major or minor period on top of dawn or dusk. When a Solunar period overlaps with low light, that's when you get the strongest feeding response, not just from the moon, but because low light already triggers predatory fish to feed. Stack 2 triggers, and you get a bigger window, not just a slightly better one. Here's one that barely gets talked about outside hardcore forums. You don't need a full moon or new moon to get a great bite. Any day of the month, moonrise and moonset create a minor feeding period. So if you can only fish for an hour after work, don't just default to, is it a full moon tonight? Check what time the moon is rising or setting that specific day, and try to be on the water for it. On a lot of days, that window lines up with sunset anyway. That's why fishing the last light works so consistently, even when people don't realize the moon is part of the reason. Quick way to use this. Any weather app or tide app shows moonrise and moonset times. That's honestly more useful day to day than knowing the moon phase. Now here's the factor that, honestly, matters more than the moon on most days. Barometric pressure. This is air pressure, and fish can sense tiny changes in it through their swim bladder. The pattern is consistent across species and across freshwater and saltwater. When pressure is falling, meaning a storm or front is approaching, fish go into an aggressive feeding mode. They sense the change coming and essentially try to feed before conditions get rough. This is why old-timers always said, fish before the storm. It's not superstition. It's a real physiological trigger. The window that matters most is the 12 to 24 hours before a front arrives, especially when pressure is dropping fast, around 1/10 of an inch of mercury or more over a few hours. During that window, fish respond well to fast, aggressive presentations, reaction baits, bright colors, faster retrieves. They're in a competitive, opportunistic feeding mode, not a cautious one. Practical tip: don't just glance at today's pressure number. Look at the trend over the last 6 hours. A steady number tells you nothing. A number that's dropped noticeably in 6 hours, that's your cue to drop what you're doing and go fishing. Here's the flip side, and it's the part that ruins more fishing trips than anything else. The day after a front passes, the sky clears, the wind drops. It looks like a perfect bluebird day, and the fishing is often terrible. This is sometimes called post-frontal lockjaw. What's happening is pressure has spiked back up rapidly, and fish that gorged themselves before the storm are now sluggish, often holding tighter to structure or moving into deeper water to find stable conditions. It typically takes 12 to 48 hours for feeding activity to return to normal after a big pressure swing. The unknown tip here: if you get stuck fishing a bluebird day after a front, don't fish the same way you did the day before. Slow way down. Fish deeper, slower presentations, and focus on the absolute lowest light windows, first and last hour of daylight, because that's when even sluggish fish are more likely to react. Chasing them with fast reaction baits on a lockjaw day almost never works. So what happens when the Solunar chart says today is an 80 out of 100, but a cold front just blew through? Weather wins every time. Solunar and moon phase theory assumes stable conditions. The moment you get a big weather swing, a front, a sudden temperature drop, muddy water from heavy rain, all of that overrides the lunar pattern. Think of it this way: the moon sets the baseline rhythm, but weather is the thing that speeds it up, slows it down, or shuts it off completely. If you only remember one thing from this video, remember that priority order. Check the pressure trend first, then layer the moon and light timing on top of it. Before your next trip, run this quick 3-step check. 1. Look at the barometric pressure trend for the last 6 to 12 hours. Falling is good, just spiked up after a storm is bad. 2. Check moonrise, moonset, and whether either lines up with dawn or dusk that day. 3. Check water temperature and clarity, especially after rain. A sudden cold snap or muddy runoff can override everything else we just talked about. Run through those 3, and you'll already be planning smarter than most anglers who just glance at a moon phase app and call it a day. That's the real breakdown of how moon phase and weather actually affect your fishing. Not just the surface level, fish the full moon advice you see everywhere else. If this helped, subscribe for more fast, practical fishing knowledge, and check out the knot and rig tutorials on the channel so your gear is ready the next time one of these windows lines up. Tight lines.